I don't mean to alarm you, but I've brought a teapot. Oh yes. This is going to be a placid podcast. Oh, we're going to have some very level-headed views. I can tell you this one. Everything's going to be very thoughtful. That's what the tea is bringing to the podcast. It's bringing, hey, we've brewed on this for a couple of hours and we've come to the conclusion that it's a 3. And that will be every single one. It's a 3. Hey, I see both sides. It's a 3. People who drink tea are so like that, aren't they? Hey guys, let's step back and take a breath. Hey Sandra, drink a cup of coffee. Get on the drug train. Get that caffeine going. It's a big day. It's weird to think that coffee is like the most ingested drug. Like, well, no, caffeine. Caffeine is the most. It's how wild that's like the one that everyone's like, yeah, it's okay to have because it makes us all peppy. You know what it is? It's capitalism because they're like, oh yeah, let them have their bean juice because it would make them more productive workers. Oh, they sicken me. Everything comes back to capitalism. Anyway, welcome to the podcast.
Jemma Bayley reviews everything ever.
Hello and welcome to Jemma Bayley Reviews Everything Ever. It's me, Jemma Bayley, and I'm here reviewing everything ever. And what do we do at the start of these podcasts? We start with a speed review to get it going, to get the juice. Although I do think the juices are kind of going. They're going. They are being released at a steady pace because I've had some tea, and tea is steady. And today it was a lovely day today. Hold on, sorry, I don't mean to get placid straight off the bat, but how nice was today? How middle of the road lovely was it? It wasn't too hot, wasn't too cold. When you got inside, you put a little jumper jacket blanket on. Oh, what a nice time! Anyway, speed review. Jerry cans. Who's Jerry? I don't know why they named that. Who's Jerry? And why? And they're not cans. I'm assuming they started as cans. I assume the Jerry can started as a can, and maybe it was named after a guy called Jerry who owned the can. Am I allowed to Google in a speed review? I want to know why jerry cans are called a jerry can. Hold on. Jerry can. Or a jerry can. Also known as a jerry can. Sorry. Is a fuel container made from pressurized steel. Oh, it is made of steel. I thought it was made out of plastic. Or more recently, high density polyethylene. That's the plastic. Okay, jerry can gets its name from World War I slang. Allied forces used the term jerry as a name for German soldiers. We're still calling them jerry cans. Wow. God, it's weird when things really stick. You think, like when you're in school and you're like being called Fudgy the Whale and you think, surely that won't stick, and it sticks around for a while, you're like, no. Imagine how jerry can feels. Can I fill a jerry can with petrol in Australia? Yes, you can fill a jerry can with petrol in Australia. In an Australian petrol station. Has Bunnings sold out of jerry cans? Follow recent panic buying. Many locations have stripped back. What are we on? What are we on? Why are we out of? Oh yeah, we had a fuel crisis recently. I was like, why are we out of jerry cans? Yeah, that'll do it. Oh, I didn't realize I had touched on such a controversial topic. Of the jerry can. Well, guys, now you know the history of the jerry can, so that's something. All right. Speed review. It's an interesting history. Got a little nickname. Helps you out in a pinch. Good design for what they are. Let's give it a 3. Okay, it's not the tea talking. I could have given it. It makes sense that it's a 3 because it's not. It's good for what it is, but it's like also not like anything that's like. It's not anything. Because I picked to review a jerry can. Because that's where we're at with Jemma Bayley Reviews Everything Ever. We're reviewing just random objects. Look, I have brought back our favorite segment that never left. Hey mom, it's not just a phrase, in which I review a phrase. And today's phrase, is, if it ain't broke. Now, you may think, Jemma, there's more to that. I was going to finish. Don't interrupt. Rude. If it ain't broke. The shortened term for the well-known phrase, if it ain't broke, Don't fix it. And what do we get from this saying? What is this saying? The saying that what I get from it is don't mess with something that's already good. You know, like stop improving on something that's actually like fine. You could ruin it. Leave well enough alone. That's the vibe it gives. It goes, hey. The vibe is, hey, don't. Wow, I'm so scientific with my descriptions. Guys, we're going to research this in a second. And the thing's going to say, it's an idiom. And I understand that. And every single time I find out that I say it's just a thing to say. It is just a thing to say. So it's very much like how to temper a busybody sort of vibe. So what we're going to do is we're going to research this. And it's going to tell me that I'm right. I do this every time where I explain what I think it is, and then I research it, and then it is that because I'm not stupid. And then I marvel at the fact that maybe I'm not stupid. It happens every podcast. It's almost like I'm self-aware enough to know this might happen now. Because it's happened enough that I'm starting to realize that, one, I'm not as dumb as I think I'm not dumb. The problem is I have an intelligence complex from my childhood when I grew up with dyslexia and I failed almost every class because I couldn't read. We're running low on tea. You know what that means? We get to pour it. Ooh, do you want to listen? I've gone ASMR. Here we go. Okay. Welcome to the calming sounds of Jemma Bayley reviews. No. Sorry, I shouldn't fuck with the podcasters like that. There's no reason for me to yell. I just wanted to freak you out. I have honey. I have honey and tea and so much time on my hands. So we're gonna lull you into a false sense of security with ASMR sounds and just scream into the microphone. Broke Don't Fix It is a classic pragmatic philosophy. Ooh, guys, this is a new one. Pragmatic philosophy. That just means to live by something that you do to live by. Is that what that is? That's something to do to live by. It's like Hakuna Matata. Is Hakuna Matata a pragmatic philosophy? No. Well, fuck you. It's generally not considered a pragmatic philosophy in the strict sense. There's a strict sense to these things. Rather than offering a practical, actionable framework for solving real-world problems or building a sustainable future, it operates primarily as an emotional coping mechanism for temporary relief and psychological avoidance. Whoa, fuck. Dude, it went hard. It went hard on Hakuna Matata. Right, well, psychological avoidance, fuck. I do that all the time. Well, it isn't in the strict sense. Shut up, Google. Okay. The philosophy behind the saying, coined in the 1970s and popularized by the US government budget director Bert Lance, this idiom, it got me. I thought I was going to mention idioms, and now we are here. I will say this about the saying. I wouldn't change anything. It's you know what? You know what? There's a great saying exactly for this. This saying, it works well, functions well. You know what I want to say about this saying? You know what? This saying, I'm just going to say, no notes. Because this saying is really good. You know the saying I'm talking about, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I think that saying, in fact, it works so well that I would go on to say that if it's working well, don't mess with it anymore. Hey, if that saying is working for you, I wouldn't change what you're doing. Keep using it. About just about this saying, I think if it's working for you and you like it and it's functioning well, it's not harming anybody, I think you should keep it as it is in its entirety. Just don't arguably. Don't change a thing about it. Don't try and mend it because I'm gonna say that it's not injured. You haven't fractured it in any way, so maybe just leave it be, and use it to your own desires. Yeah, I wish there was a shorter way of saying that, but there isn't. Hakuna Matata. what are you gonna do? Well, you don't sweat the small stuff. Oh, that's a good one. I missed that. That's a good saying. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. We're given. It's not fun. There's not as many words, so it gets a 3. Yep. I'm going to review. Oh no! I'm gonna review Slenderman. No. Oh, I know loosely who Slenderman is. He's like a creepypasta from and the game. I think the creepypasta came first, and then the game came second. It all and then there's a movie I think as well. And he's in the forest, and he's got long limbs, and I'm gonna say he has no face. I think, and he wears a suit. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, he has no face. Yeah, this is the thing with the tentacle arms as well. Sorry. Okay, Slenderman. Also called simply, the Slenderman, also called simply Slenderman, Slenderman, Slender, Slendy, is a fictional supernatural character that originated as a creepypasta internet meme, yes. Created by Something Awful forum user Eric Kinshinson. In June 2009, he is depicted as a thin, unnaturally tall humanoid with pale white skin and a featureless face, wearing a black suit. Stories of the Slender Man commonly feature him stalking, abducting, or traumatizing people, particularly children. Ow, that's rude. The Slender Man has become a pop culture icon. The thread was on a Photoshop contest in which users were challenged to create paranormal images, describing the abductions of a group of children and giving the character the name Slenderman. The quote under the photograph said, "We didn't want to go. We didn't want to kill them, but its persisted silence and outreached arms horrified and comforted us at the same time." Ugh. Okay. The quote under the second photograph read, "One of 2 recovered photographs from the Sterling City Library Blades, notable for taken the day which 14 children vanished and for what is referred to as the Slender Man. Deformities cited as film defects by officials. Fire at library occurred 1 week later. Actual photograph confiscated as evidence." I think this was very creepy back in the day. I think this was a creepy thing to do because you gotta remember, back in the day, people marveled at Photoshop. Like back in the day, to Photoshop something and make it look like semi-real, you're like, wow, that's really cool. But if you look back at things that we photoshopped, you'd be like, that is an awful job. That is terrible. You can see like the little fuzzy marks around the head and all that sort of stuff. But if you were doing that back in the day, people were like, whoa, I can't believe you did that. I know, because I used to do that. But, and I remember when like Photoshop came out and people were like, they were responding to it like how we respond to AI now, which is like, how are we meant to know what's real and what's fake? I am a little bit, but like I choose to ultimately be positive about it, because in any case where something can be approved rapidly and can be a tool, means that it could be a tool for good. Fantastical things could happen. So I try to focus on that and push the demon, sad, dark thoughts away. And that's Hakuna Matata for you. There you go. There's some psychological avoidance for you. There you go. Pep it into your Jemma Bayley reviews everything ever. Alright, well, Slenderman. Man, what was his name? Who made it? Well, Eric. Good job. You made a guy. How nuts is that? As a recent fairy tale creature, I'm going to call it like a fairy tale, a fantasy creature. I'm quite impressed that it's stuck. And from like just internet nonsense, I love hearing about a thing that just divulged out of the internet. You know, it's kind of fun. Let's go to a 3. Because it's not like the coolest thing, but it is interesting. And it is a thing. We're really placid tonight. I'm sorry, guys. We are so placid tonight. I might sew something. I might quilt. God forbid I'm gonna have a bicky. You know, I'm gonna have a hey, gonna have and you know what? I might get an early night tonight as well. We're gonna review angles. I'm talking acute. I'm talking obtuse. Oh, God forbid I review a right angle. Yeah, and it's happening. It's happening to you. It's happening to you right now. And how we feel about them? Couldn't live without them. You know, have you walked across a bridge lately? You can thank angles for that. Angles, they sound like triangles. Oh, that's because there's three. I'm like so placid. I'm just not really. I'm not. Look, I was never really there to begin with, if I'm honest. I like all types of angles. I like angles that are from movie angles. I like shooting from any angle. All angles are good angles. Like myself a low angle, like myself a bird's eye view angle. I like a top down angle. I was gonna say I like parallaxing. That's not an angle. I like when people take angles in news articles because they're interesting to read. Because no, I'm not gonna read article on sheep farming, but I will read an article on the abuse of sheep farmers by their sheep. What an angle! All I'm trying to say is angles. I'm actually struggling to think of a bad angle. Oh, I actually just remembered there's bad angles. Well, you know when you have a picture taken and it's a bad angle. But you know what's good about knowing your bad angles? You know where to not shoot from. And a bad angle for one person, it might be a good angle for another. There we go, being placid again. Ah, how well measured we are here today. What's the biggest angle you can have before it's like not an angle? What's the biggest obtuse angle you can have? What is it? It's anything under 360. So it's like 359 point whatever 99999. But you know what I mean. Here we are. Jemma Bayley reviews everything ever. What is angles gonna get you think? Well, she seems pretty chuffed about it. But then again, she's drinking tea, so she could give it. She might throw out a random number. No, I'm not. It's a 3. It's a 3 because triangles and angles. Episode is so anyway. This episode is so. I'm in the middle of this with you right now, and I'm just feeling like so happy. Is that okay? I don't know if this is going to be interesting to watch because I'm just so okay. I mean, it's not so that I'm so okay. It's just that I feel so middle of the road. The energy isn't low, but it's also not high. I don't feel like a giggly Gertie, but I also don't feel like not a giggly Gertie. Who is Gertie? I bet she knows Jerry. Gertie is short for Gertrude. I can't believe we let that name slip through the cracks. Great name for a dinosaur. So, Angle's got a 3. Who would have guessed? Who would have guessed this late at night with this beverage choice? We're gonna review angles again. We're reviewing angels. I wrote this because I was like, hey, I meant to write angels and I wrote angles. Hey, that you know the classic conundrum of is it an angle? Is it an angel? You don't know. You don't know until you've been blessed. Honestly, angels only ever. Hold on. Are angels only ever like religious, or do angels exist outside religion? Why do I ask you every time? I know that angels are in heaven, but are they specifically for like a thing? Okay, here we go. An angel is a supernatural spiritual, it is a spiritual being that serves as intermediary or messenger between the divine and humans in various religions, such as Christianity, Buddhism, and he's our middleman. He's HR. Why can't we just talk to the guy though? Why can't they just talk to the guy? Okay, so they're the voice. They're creatures that bring the voice of the spiritual being to you, directly to you in your living room right now. It's me, Jemma Bayley, an angel. Hi, do good. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Is that how? Couldn't you imagine if angels were just like that? Hey, 50% off your soul. Anyway, sorry to try and sell your soul back to you. Okay, but in religion and folklore, angels are tenants of God and are often categorized into specific hierarchies such as archangels, Cherubim, and Cerebil. What? We can't even escape this classism and the fucking holy place. What? Why are they gonna be? First of all, I'm annoyed that there's even a guy between us and the guy you're meant to be speaking to, right? That screams. Look, I'm a big I want to hear it from the horse's mouth sort of person. And like anything where there's like an in-between, I'm a little bit like, what are you trying to hide? Who's trying to control this narrative here? Suspicious. And I should be, because if history dictates anything, religion hasn't been exactly forthcoming in many of their things. I talk a lot of shit on religion, but I also talk up religion a fair bit in this, because I do like it. I think it's good for community. I think it's good to have it. I think spirituality is good. But also, it's one of the things that can fuck with people. So it's kind of like alcohol. Religion is like alcohol. Don't have too much. Check on your friends. Religion and alcohol are actually quite similar in that it gives you confidence. It gives confidence to people who shouldn't have it. And it makes people incapacitated who really were quite vulnerable to begin with. Whoa, this is a deep and sad take. Hey guys, look after your friends when you're out experiencing religion. Anyway, angels, eh? I don't know about them. I'm always suspicious of something that appears too good. Like oh, the angels came down, they're all like flappy and golden and like and all light, and I'm like, suspicious. Every time it's something that's overly good and presents overly good and sweet, and I am so automatically suspicious of it, because I'm like, who are you trying to fool? What are you trying? What do you want? What are you trying to sell me? What is it? Too good to be true. That's it. It's too good to be true energy. Freaks me out a little bit. I have heard that angels are kind of creepy looking in other things though. Like they got a ton of eyes and a ton of wings and a ton of limbs. Like it's like they're like crazy looking. And if we were to look at one, it'd be like, ah! It'd be like a whole experience. I wonder how I'd react. I think I'd react like every other human, which would be like, ah! But like, I'd like to think that I would calm down after a while and be like, well, that's an angel right there. So I'm okay now. I'm okay now. I just had a moment, because I've never seen someone with so many eyes before. But I'm okay now. Like I feel like I'm very good at being, awestruck. Like something will happen, I'll be like, oh, like I'll be initially like, whoa, and then afterwards I'll be like, well, okay, now that I've taken it all in, I can see that this is the freakiest looking angel I've ever seen. All right, give me the info. Because it's the message, right? So I assume that an angel is only ever contacting you. They're like the ATO. Like they're only ever contacting you for a particular reason. And you're like, oh, this could be good or bad. Like, I don't know if I'm getting any money back or if I owe you money. That's how I feel about angels. They kind of freak me out because I'm like, oh, you gonna send me on a quest or am I getting something? Have I been good? You don't know. You really don't know. Only the angels know. And I don't trust that. This is how they're represented frequently. As ethereal human figures wearing white robes, complete with halos and feathered wings. There are other forms. According to the Bible, angels, spiritual beings without any fixed physical form. Okay. But then when they reveal themselves, they range from looking like normal men to terrifying multi-dimensional celestial entities. We got a lot. That's a very wide. That's a very. They range. They range. Looking like a normal person to the most terrifying thing you've ever seen. Thanks, internet. That helps. And just for your information, I look like anything from a regular human woman to something completely unfathomably terrifying too. But I do just look like a regular lady. So they could look like a goat. That's in between. Hey, here's a question. What's in between a regular humanoid and a terrifying multi-dimensional celestial entity? It could be an orb. It could be rows of eyes. If it's from a human to that, I assume that it would have to have human-like appendages. What I'm not gonna lie, what I'm picturing right now is that weird Digimon that evolves from the cat. That's what I'm picturing. Are angels always dudes? Angels, dudes. I love how it answers me. It's like, they are not literally dudes. Angels are spiritual beings without biological sex. It's being rude to me now. It's being rude. Well, fine. We'll go off the limited information that I have. Thank you very much. By the way, the information that you gave me was just like a spectrum of what they could look like, along with their angels. Fine. Anyway, so angels, what do they get? Well, look, they are holy beings, messengers, righteous and good, I guess. And they also apparently look terrifying as well and have messages for us. And honestly, I'm not a big fan of messages. I don't know if you've noticed this, but I have got a dumb phone, so I don't like messages. So again, this is a very middle of the road response, but angels get a 3. Can you believe it? Angels, they get a 3. Wow, what a fair and just and middle of the road response for angels. We're going to review apricots. The fruit. I don't know if there's an apricot that's not a fruit. Here we go. We start the Googling in early. Are apricots a fruit? The first thing that pops up is pictures of apricots, and underneath it, the subtitle just says fruit. I'm like, all right, now it's getting sassy with me. Okay, what? Apricots aren't fruit. I'm just like fucking with them there. If you're asking about apricot related things that aren't edible food, you are likely thinking of ornamental trees, fruit pit parts, stone fruit hybrids, or software. Software? Why am I thinking of software? Apricot. It's giving me a list of things that are kind of apricot related. Apricot kernels, stone fruit hybrids, something that is kind of like an apricot. Android operating systems. Google's named its operating system updates alphabetically, with versions 1.5 named Cupcake. What? Well, often grouped with desserts. Original lesser-known internal codename for Android 1.6 was Donut. What? And versions of 7.0 internally tracked as New York Cheesecake. Why are they doing this? They've already got numbered names. How strange. So was apricot the first? Why do I find this interesting? The Android operating system does not have an official version named Apricot. Well, why did it bring it up? There's an application named Apricot. They're up to gingerbread, just in case you're wondering. Well, it looks like, guys, that all apricots are fruit, but not all fruits are apricots. Wow, look at you learning through the power of me. They're kind of like a plum if a plum was not as fun. I'm a big plum person. Apricots I only like when they're dried. You've had a dried apricot, that's like candy. I can't believe that that's allowed. Like, not that it's allowed, but apricots, more like apricots. Can't stand them. More like stupid. Not a plum. But then they're good when they're dried. I'll eat a dried apricot. I'll give a dried apricot a good munch. Alright. You won't guess what I'm gonna give them. You won't guess. A 3. They get a 3! Apricots get a 3 as well. Okay, alright. I'm here. Okay, enough. Okay, I'm clearly too calm for this. I think next podcast I'm gonna do cocaine. No, honestly, this has been lovely. It's gonna be interesting to edit. I'll tell you this much. Oi, look, I'm clearly this has been too, look, I'm relaxed. I might go have a nap. Anyway, goodbye. Goodbye.